Hi everyone, Calvin from Liverpool Health Centre. So today we're going to go through a shoulder warm-up exercise. So these are all exercises you can do before shoulder day at the gym. So obviously we're going to focus on the mobility of the shoulder and activation of those rotator cuff muscles, which are your prime movers with all your shoulder exercises. But we're also going to work on the mobility of that upper and mid back, so your thoracic spine. This is a really big helper with all your shoulder mobility, so it's really important to make sure that thoracic spine is moving quite well. Otherwise you're going to be cheating through your shoulder. It's often missed with a lot of people because they don't think that upper back tends to work with the shoulders. So we're going to go through a few exercises as well to help mobilize that area as well. So to start with, we're just going to do some simple foam rolling through that upper back area. So just getting the foam roller horizontally or on the floor, just lying on top of it, and then just rolling through there. With this, I like to keep my hands crossed over my chest, and then just extend back through there. You may even hear a few cracks while doing it. You can also have your hands out like this, or even over your head, whatever works and is more comfortable for you. So aiming to do this for about a minute or about 90 seconds, and just rolling through the whole back and making sure it's nice and mobilized. Just like that. The next exercise is called thread the needle. So this is just to get that rotational force through your back. So with this, you're just going to be on your hands and knees, making sure you're nice and upright and that back's nice and neutral, so nice and flat to start with. And from this position, you're just going to grip one arm and rotate underneath your body, just rotate across, just like that. So with this exercise, we're probably going to aim for about 10 to 12 reps on each side. Same thing the other way. If you can, try to aim to get your shoulder as close as you can to the floor and reaching out as far as you can while keeping the back nice and neutral. My mobility isn't the greatest, so I actually can't go get the shoulder all the way to the floor, but just like that. The next exercise is to activate those muscles throughout your shoulder blade area and get that scapula moving. So what you want to do with the shoulder blade is you want to really work on that protraction and retraction of it, because that's going to help with any movement. So you're obviously starting in that position. So you want to make sure your shoulder blades can actually move first. So to do this, we're just going to lie on our tummy, making sure your neck is nice and relaxed as well, so you don't put strain through there. Having your hands by your side. From this position, we're going to get our pinkies facing up. So you're going to lead through your pinkies, and you're just going to lift up your arms. Really focusing on squeezing those shoulder blades as you lift up. If you want, at the top of your hold, you can even just squeeze those shoulder blades a little bit more and just hold it for a second or two. So leading up to your pinkies, get to the top of the motion, squeeze, 1, 2, and then back down. So now onto the shoulders. So to start with, we're just going to do some just simple circles just to get that mobility through there. Just get the shoulders moving and nice and warm. Just like this. So just going forwards, then backwards. Making sure when you're doing this exercise, you're keeping your back nice and straight throughout it, so you're not cheating and either extending or flexing while doing it. You can also just go up and down as well. Really focusing on squeezing those shoulder blades as you come up. Same sort of process, we want to keep the back nice and straight throughout it, so we're not cheating by extending or flexing. So onto some rotator cuff mobility and activation. So we want to work on that internal and external rotation to start with. So bring your elbow again tucked into your abdominals squeezing your core as well. And from here, you're just going to take your arm out. And you should be feeling that all through the shoulder blade. And then same sort of thing, so to get that internal rotation. So there again, tension on the band, and going through like this. If you don't have a band handy, you can even do this with a cable machine at the gym, or just even a light dumbbell, and just focusing on that same movement. Just making sure the weight isn't too heavy while doing it, otherwise you're just going to overwork the muscles to start with. Aiming for about 8 reps for about 2 to 3 sets. Just like that. And lastly, to work on those rear delt muscles. So this is a muscle that's probably often neglected with a lot of people. It is a really big postural muscle. Helps rotate those shoulders back and work on that posture, so you can work on that scapular mobility as well, and avoids the shoulder from rotating in, which can cause injuries and rounding of the shoulders. So with this, we're just going to get a band and about shoulder width apart, and then from there we're just going to extend the arms outwards, keeping those elbows nice and straight throughout that motion. And you want to work on really squeezing those shoulder blades together. So if you look on the side, just trying to squeeze those shoulder blades. Again, aiming for about 2 to 3 sets, about 8 reps. So there you have it, guys. That's a good shoulder warm up to do before a shoulder day at the gym. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions or find any other exercises that are good for the shoulder.